Grand Rising Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, the shares, views, subscribes, the comments, the generous donations of all forms. Everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring this bell. Let's go ahead and clear out the energy this Friday. Woo! And let's see what the message the Spirit has for us today. There was a definite ricochet from the bell as the bell tolls. Hey, sis. And fate is playing a big picture. You know, somebody realizes that they're in something that they should have not been in. They should have left that shit alone. They should have just said, let me go on about my business. Hey, John. Hey, Shaylin. So somebody knows that it's time to go. It's time to start a new life. It's time to put the old behind them. Because they're realizing that, it's almost like, hanging on and holding on to filth. Holding on to, you got a chair that only has, a chair that only has 3 legs. You can't sit in that chair, not unless it's propped up against, on the stack of books and against the wall and this and that and the other. It's like somebody realizes they was holding on to filth, to trash, and that there's a new life that actually is waiting for them. Bottom of the deck. A change in the wind. Told you. Somebody realizes it's time to change. There's a change that's coming. And it is going to be a blessing. Change is good. No matter what the situation or circumstance is at that time, change is actually good. It gets rid of the old, it gets rid of the stagnated, and it ushers in that fresh air. It's like somebody's they were watching you change. They were watching you, build the way that you should have built. You wasn't taking any shortcuts or anything. You was going by the way that you should have gone, and they was watching you. Building blocks. Watching you build your empire. Watching this high rise that was being built and you living in the penthouse suite. And yes, truth be told, someone knows. They know. It's like you ain't fooling yourself. You ain't lying to yourself. You ain't faking yourself out, because somebody knows. That's the one thing. We can lie to everybody else, but we'll never be able to lie to ourselves. Something about, this family or this tribe. Something about wanting to now, or somebody this tribe or something, needing a leg up, or this person thinking that they was going to get a leg up by this tribe. But you know what? I feel like now they realize the tribe can't do shit for them. That's the filth that they have to leave behind. Because they thought that they was going to get this leg up, only to find out they didn't get shit. Now they want to co-create with you. Because why? They see you have a loyal heart. And you know what? Somebody that has a loyal heart and is going to be there with you through the thick, the thin, the good, the bad, and everything else, that's better than having somebody on your side with $1 million gazillion dollars. Because that person with $1 million gazillion dollars, they may just sell you out. But that person with that loyal heart, they're never going to go against you. Yeah. It's almost like someone had to learn, in order to be happy, truly happy, they have to be flexible. You can't expect everything to be your way. You can't expect to win all the glory, all the blessings, have all the grace just, showered upon you. You have to be flexible. You have to understand that every day ain't your day. Some days belong to this person, some days belong to that person. Hey, straight cheese. Everything and everybody and every day ain't just all about you. There's a whole lot of us that the universe has to take care of. Hey, loving is lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's fate. It is fate that, you know what, somebody is now willing to go the distance. It's like it's serendipity. It's like magically happening at this particular time. Maybe this is a particular time that two people were meant to actually come together, and the universe was just waiting on somebody to realize it's time for me to go, where they had somebody else in a holding pattern, just being patient. But yeah, I feel like it's happening magically, that I feel like two people are ready to go the distance together. Yeah, because they found treasure island within each other. These are two soulmates that have been, like I said, maybe, because everybody's not ready at the same time. Sometimes it takes people a little bit longer, and some people it takes a little bit shorter. But the person that it took shorter to get prepared was patient enough to wait on the person that it was taking a little bit longer. Maybe the universe had to knock everything down in order for that person to wake the fuck up and grow. Yeah, because somebody realized, that they was in something that just wasn't for them. It was like a never-ending story. It was time for them to sunset that idea. It was, and it's almost like they had to finally wake up to realize, number one, they had been sleeping, going through the same situation over and over and over again, like on autopilot. Somebody had to realize, yo, this is the same situation. It's just different names, different faces, but it's the exact same thing. That's when you know it's time to go. That's when you know it's time to mature, to grasp the lesson that you're supposed to learn, and move forward, onward and upward in that type of positive trajectory. And somebody now decided that they need to pick up and go by the book. And I'm talking like the good book. So I feel like somebody is just now, for the first time, opening up and reading a Bible so that they can learn how to go by the book. Because if you read the Bible, you know what it clearly says. There's no you can't sit there and fake what it says. You can't sit there and listen to excerpts of what somebody decides to, well, 1 Corinthians verse 1, chapter 7, verse 1. You can't do that. You have to read it yourself, because everybody has a different interpretation to the different verses in the Bible. It depends on what you're going through at that time, the lesson that you're supposed to learn. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. When I was younger and I read the Bible for the first time, I was going through a situation that's like and I related it all, and it helped me go through it. And then whenever I decided to pick the Bible up years later and read it again, I was going through something else. And you know what? It's almost like the pipe will change to fit my situation. See, somebody's having to realize it's time for them to pick up the book. It's time for them to read. It's time for them to get educated, and not the type of education that you got to pay to get. That you're going to walk across that stage and they're going to call your name and they're going to say, "Oh, graduates, change the tassel to the other side and throw the hat up, even though that hat that cost you $57. Throw it up and get it mixed up with everybody else's." Not that type of education. The type of education that you have to educate yourself. That graduation, you're still going to graduate. You may not physically walk across the stage, but you are definitely going to graduate. Hey, Nancy. Yeah, it's hard work. Somebody got to clean up their act, and they have to do it alone. They have to do it alone. Somebody's sitting in their emotions right now, realizing, you know what, they got to clean up their act. Because there was nothing wrong with you. It was them and their unmet expectations, them and what they expected to happen, what they wanted to see, what they was type of situation they was trying to control. Hey, Hypsee, how are you? Yeah, confirmation. The situation they was trying to control. Because I'm telling you, it's time for somebody to have a new life. New life so that they can get rid of this chaos and this conflict that they keep going through. And they're starting to get a message. The message is starting to become very clear. Hey, Terrence. That it's time for them to exhale. Exhale the drama, exhale the trauma, the bitterness, the sadness, the sorrow, the woe is me. Exhale. It's like it's not your struggle. It's not your battle. It's not your issue. It's time for you to move on. Because, when we exhale, we're getting rid of all that, polluted air that we no longer need in our lungs. When we inhale, we're bringing in that clear energy, as clear as the air is around here, But yeah, it was time for them to exhale from the same situation, and they was going round and round and round, and somebody realized it was time for them to go. It's been time. That wheel of fortune showed them it's been time. Like I said, it was time for somebody to clean it up. It's time for them to clean it up and get gone. That place, that group, that situation, that circumstance, that whatever they was doing, it's no longer for them anymore. It's no longer for them. They don't need to be worried about it. They don't need to be stressing about it. They don't need to be concentrating on it. They don't even need to be involved in it. Yeah, somebody, this person right now, today, is realizing that they have to put forth effort somewhere else, that they have to make their own decision, that they have to move forward. They got to put out that energy to place themselves elsewhere, in a healthy elsewhere. Because the streets don't ever want to let you go. It's like whenever you have to make a plan and find your way to leave the streets alone, and them streets is going to call you back. Hey, Tracy, come on back to the streets. We miss you over here. You have to be the one to tell the streets, I'm done. And be done with it. Somebody is between worlds right now. The old that they want to let go of, and the new that they want to embrace. Because right now, this person can only imagine a life of peace. Can you imagine waking up and not having to worry about this stress or that stress, not having to worry about this person said this or that person said that, not having to worry about, any of this stupid shit that we go through daily life worrying about. Somebody's trying to, they want to imagine themselves, that they are just at peace with everything, with their life. Hey, Alicia, grand rising to you. I'm telling you, someone realizes it's fate. It is fate. This is the time. This is the day. They got the energy right now. And they didn't realize why their life had to go like this, why it had to go down this path. And the reason is because God wanted them to come to the edge. God wanted them to not be afraid to look at what else is out there, not be afraid to make a different move or a different plan, or to wake up and understand. They don't have to be stuck. They don't have to just stay where somebody told them, this is where you belong. You belong with us. You ain't in no gang. You ain't in no cult. Did they jump you to get in? If so, you better make sure that you hip hop and jump the fuck out to get out. Yes. Come through, spirit. Come through. Because all that glitters is not gold. Somebody realized that because they felt like they lost everything, including themselves. Hey, Cleo. They feel like they lost everything. Like they bought that dream. Somebody sold them a dream and they bought it and lost it all. They got suckered. Hey, original. They got bamboozled. They was lied to and they believed it. And now, to be fair, somebody, it's like, to be fair, it's something with, that giving, that receiving. Somebody's realizing that it's time for them to trade in something for something else. Trade in this life for the life that they truly want. And it can happen. We hold that power within ourselves, that we can build the life that we truly want, just as long as we work on self, work on our goals, definitely work on our, make number one priority working with spirit, your spiritual relationship. Work on self, work on goals, never lose sight of your dreams. And don't ever forget who you are. Don't ever forget where you came from. Don't ever forget each and every lesson. Somebody is at a fork in the road right now. This is that time where they can make a different decision to go in the right direction, because before they made a different decision, and that's how they got where they're at now. Yeah, and they're ready. They are ready to experience the land of milk and honey. They're ready to have that life with you. That they're ready to have that, where they see that rainbow, that happy life. They are so ready for that. Hey, Enigma, how are you? Somebody feels like they're in something that's not finished. Something that has to do with them going back home. Whether that is, and this could be a newer relationship. This could be something that's not necessarily somebody returning, to where they used to be. This could be, as far as physically, I'm talking about going back home to where before they made that wrong decision, that fork in the road, before they got sidetracked. Somebody wants to get back on the right track because they realized where they was at, that was not for them. and they was there by themselves. It was like, it was not for them. They felt so alone in that situation. But for whatever reason, somebody told them this is where you belong. And you know what? They believed them. Now somebody wants to mend a relationship with you. Maybe this is somebody coming back. They want to mend a relationship with you. They want you to accept their apology if you feel so, led to. They want to have some type of peaceful relationship with you. Hey, create doesn't necessarily mean that, if y'all was a couple before, it doesn't necessarily mean that y'all are going to be a couple again. It could mean that y'all are just going to have a friendly understanding. Y'all will be able to, if you're parents, raise your children, co-parent. It could be a number of things. But yeah, somebody, I feel like they feel like they owe you an apology. They owe you some respect. They owe you a lot. And they want to mend this with you. Yes, because you know what? God has them thinking about some things. God told them to sit down. And I feel like God has been working with this person, whether it has been through their dreams, through everything that they're going through on a daily basis. I'm telling you something about fate. It was fate for them to lose it all, so that they could understand where they were, what was going on, what's up, what they need to look at, what they need to let go of, what they need to hold as precious, what they need to think is powerful for them, what they need to think is where they need to be. Yes, somebody had to realize what they were, thinking was precious, where they wanted to be. That was not for them at all. Not at all. Not at all. This person, fate has got them realizing they're really thinking about some things, about what they've done. Maybe how they screwed their whole life up and how they can get back on track. Hey, C-Bones, how are you? I say. Yeah, they realized there is something not for them. They realized it was time to go and disconnect, build a new life, because they was just holding on to Phil. They was holding on to what wasn't working in the first damn place and what was never, ever, ever going to work. But yet, when we'll listen to somebody else, we'll listen to somebody else that doesn't have our best of interest, and we'll think, yeah, that's what I want. You just sold me on that dream. I'm going to have me a 52-bedroom house, 46 bathrooms, a tennis court, this or that and the other, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to get it for free. Somebody sold them a dream, and they realized when they woke up, damn, I was dreaming. See, God has shown them what's really a blessing for them. And it's this loyal heart. It's this soulmate. This is why they have to work hard. This is why they got to clean shit up. This is why they got to get themselves together. Hey, Deborah. And that's the truth. That is the truth. Yeah. It's almost like it's time for somebody to be a family with you. Hey, Deborah. Or at least adopt a new tribe. Or at least understand about the tribe that they was within. Excuse me. What else, Spirit? Anything else from the stack? What did I just? I swear I saw that. Okay. Oh, I did. Yep. Somebody had to wake up. They had to realize they were sleeping. They were sleeping when a whole bunch of bullshit was going on. They were sleeping whenever, this happened and that happened. They were sleeping when they didn't notice the red flags. They were sleeping whenever things started really falling down, and, they were sleeping. So it was time for them to wake up and be aware. So look at your surroundings, read the room, understand where you're at, understand what people are really saying to you. Yeah, but somebody is poised and ready. This person is poised and ready for this new life to happen. They're poised and ready for the miracles to unfold for them. Because I feel like this person is now being truthful with self. Like I said, you can lie to everybody else, but you can never lie to yourself. You always gonna know that 52 bedrooms, first of all, who gonna pay for all that shit? It's just me. I don't need 52 bedrooms. What am I gonna be doing and all that? Shit, it take me, even if I spend a week in each room, it's damn near a year that, then I'm gonna get through the whole house. See, somebody had to wake up and say, let me stop cheating let me stop lying to myself. Because ain't nobody buying it. Ain't nobody believing it. Don't nobody want to be around it. Anything else from this deck, Spirit? Anything else from this deck? Thank you. Yeah, somebody realizes if they want to make it to the treasure island, they got to clean themselves up. They got to work on them. They can't sit here and work on thinking they working on you, and you supposed to do all the changing. You supposed to do all the compromise, and you supposed to do all this. No, you want that treasure island. That's your goal. That's your dream. That's your expectation. You got to work on you. I feel like this is something that is somebody is waking up to. Whenever you wake up and you like not like you sleep one day and you wake up. I'm talking about you spiritually wake up to what is really happening. Somebody's like that right now. They have awakened. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know if they're saying it like that. But it's a shock. They got zapped. Yes, it is a shock. This is why, that somebody's ready to take the plunge. They're ready to start new. They're ready to leave. You can have all that shit. I got the clothes on my back. I'm good. It's a shock. And everybody else is shocked that this person is just, I'm leaving on the train. I don't know that song. I don't know when I'll be back again. That song, somebody's leaving on that midnight train to Georgia. I know that was not even the song that I was even singing, but y'all know I can't sing in the first damn place. Yes. See, somebody, they finally made a decision that they feel good about. They finally decided that it was time for them to save themselves. To be victorious over their own life, to speak up for themselves, to do what they needed to do to make it. I feel like this is somebody that is looking at you and everything that you've embodied, everything that you've accomplished. Not only have you accomplished that confidence, the professional side, the mother, you're feeling good about yourself. You're doing this, you're doing that, but you also accomplished being able to speak your piece, say your truth. And know whenever you need to put your heart away and not allow someone to fuck around with your feelings. You definitely learned how to protect your happiness. This is what they notice about you. You protecting your own happiness. Another thing they noticed about you is how the hell the wheel of fortune, you made the wheel of fortune turn in your favor. That's when somebody realized it was time for them to let this shit go. This shit, this person, this idea, this thought, this plan, this black magic, it was time for somebody to let that shit go and to start anew. That was somebody who was trying to control the situation, and they had been trying to control this situation for a while. They have been really trying to control a whole relationship for a long time. This person thought that they was strong enough and they could, like I said, they was trying to control it. They was trying to create, manifest, trick. They thought that you was a trick. But now somebody realizes that those tricking days is over. They've resigned to let that go. They resigned to afford themselves some grace. Hey, Charlene, how are you? And they made a new plan. And that new plan doesn't involve being where they're at. That new plan actually involves them going within, finding out where they actually are, not on the physical plane, but on the spiritual plane. Okay, where am I actually at? What is my starting point? What is it that I truly want? Who am I truly as I stand here today? What does my story say about me? They had to figure that out. Who are you? Where are you? Because you're not going to move forward until you figure out where you're actually at. Because you sitting here trying to move forward, thinking that you covering ground. Well, you've already covered that ground. That's why you had to sit by yourself and say, okay, well, I need to figure out where I'm truly at right now and think about everything. I was right here. I took a wrong turn. I got knocked down and now I'm right here. And then I did this and I might be right here. So, this is going to, and then declare, this is my bottom point. This is my starting point. I refuse to go any further down than this. This is my rock bottom. And move on from there. Yep. See, somebody is thinking about giving to you, that equal give and take. They're thinking about how you just seem to get them, how you complete them. This is somebody that wants to give to you. They want to give, they want to be in something committed with you. This is that person that actually wants to put in 100% while you putting in 100%. This is somebody who's really, in tune to their heart. I feel like this person had some things in the past that maybe they put more what's the word I was going to say? They had some things in the past that they acted like was more important than what it really truly was until they woke up. And then they realized how easy it was to walk away. And what they decided that they wanted to walk towards, walk in the direction of, I'm going back to Cali. Hey, the LL Cool J. LL Cool J. My boo. He just don't know it. Somebody wants to go back to what they love, who they love, what makes them feel good, what makes them feel complete. And it could be, that before that they was in a nice relationship with somebody, and then they started listening to the wrong person. They left that relationship. They fucked it all up. They decided that all I really want is money. Hey, Anthony, all I really want is money, only to find out that money don't love them and money don't love nobody else. Same with the streets. So now somebody wants to go back to the stability, the comfort, the good feelings, that good juju of a relationship, of leading with your heart, of allowing yourself to be vulnerable to somebody that can be vulnerable with you. See, somebody's doing some reading. I feel like this person, they picked up the good book. They picked up the good book. And this person is educating themselves right now. Educating themselves. And that's whenever they're realizing at that crossroads where they're at, they have to be the person to change their life. They have to be the person to heal their own heart. They have to be the person to say, this is my bottom and I'm not going any further down. This is where I start. See, somebody thought that they was placing you in a position that you was going to be stuck, that you weren't going to be able to have all that you needed, wanted, and was going to be blessed with. But they're realizing that you was never stuck. They're realizing that, you know what, that they somehow they got themselves trapped, thinking that they had you trapped. And now, because they see everything for what it is, they're able to close those chapters, to understand that, you know what, no, I have to, like they was trying to hold you responsible for saving them. But now this person realizes they have to save themselves. It's almost like this bolt of lightning came out and struck them in their ass and said, you better save yourself. Because if you waiting on somebody else to save you, you gonna be waiting. Yeah, somebody was waiting on somebody else to come and save them, and they was just waiting. They was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And then they had to realize, my shit ain't getting no better. That's whenever someone had to wake up. That's when they had to understand. That's when they awakened. Somebody is coming with their hat in their hand. They've made a definite decision here. And that decision that they made was that, what they're going to look at this relationship with a clear eye. They're going to communicate. They're going to be honest. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. They're going to have discernment when it comes to other people and this, that, and the other, trying to get in the middle. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Somebody has to see things clearly, especially when it came to you. You and your love. Could be talking about a Gemini because we got the King of Swords and the Lovers here. Hey, Melissa. No, okay, Hypsee. Going back to Cali is LL Cool J. Trust me, I'm an LL Cool. I've been with LL Cool J since back in the 80s when he first came out, baby. All the way. Him, yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, somebody, they had to realize some things, and that's what life is. Life is one big realization fest. One big lesson. One big, you don't know everything, so sit back, shut up, and learn. That's what life is. And the moment that we think that we know it all, and we're going to say it all, and we're going to do it all, and we're going to control it all, that's when we realize we don't know shit. Somebody misses this. They really do. They miss the togetherness. They miss the family. Hey, for key. They miss the camaraderie. Somebody misses it. Somebody misses you. Somebody misses what you had, what you gave. I'm telling you, this person, if waking up was a person, this could be a Pisces, because we got the high priestess and the hangman. Somebody is definitely awakened to what's going on, to where they're at, to what position they are in, to what's actually been going on around them. Confusion, lies, unhealthy competition. Somebody trying to bring somebody else down just because they got clarity now. They see life for what it is. They see people for who they are. And now somebody realizes that they was the ones that was out here wilding out. Somebody would say, oh, go throw that arrow at that old lady in that window. And somebody realizing they was not even thinking all the way. They was just out here doing shit. Now they thinking about it. Now they confused as to why they even did it. What they confused as to why they even let that fucking snake in their life. They're confused as to why they chose made the choice that they chose. They're confused. And somebody's getting karma because of that confusion, because of that relationship. That's what has woken them up. The fact that they are getting karma for that relationship, for being involved around, engaged in anything with this warlock, with this devil worshiper, with this person who is so dark and demonic. That's why they are reading that Bible. Because they realize now, whether it's by talking to somebody, or somebody just making a comment, and then it ruminating, resonating. Now someone is understanding that there are dark and demonic energies out here that wants to destroy us. This is why somebody wants to have that healing. This is why their third eye is opening up. Somebody is praying for this healing. For God to open up their third eye and all their other chakras so that they can understand, so they can see what it is that they actually need to see. Somebody's decided that, it's time for them to work on self. It's time for them to invest in something else, because they're realizing they was here and then they started investing in the wrong fucking thing. And what they started investing in and who they started working with, that's when they got fucked up. That's when you was leaving, this person was leaving, that person was leaving, that person, those friends over there, that group over there. That's when everybody started leaving. And that's when somebody woke up like, wait, I used to have a big support system, but now ain't nobody around me, nobody that I can trust, except that one lazy, lousy, no good warlock motherfucker who's trying to take everything. That's the only one talking about something. I'm still here, ain't I? But that's the one you can't trust. That's the one you cannot trust. All because somebody thought that they was going to have their wish fulfillment. They was going to get some big opportunity. The devil was going to give them a big opportunity. The devil was. That big opportunity was to lose the life that you know it. To lose the life that you love. To not have what you had. To suffer. That was that opportunity. That's when someone decided that they needed to protect themselves. They needed to set up some boundaries from somebody else who they knew was not here for a long time, just for a good time, just long enough to fuck them up, fuck up their life and keep it moving. Somebody's going through some things, and they're going through a lot of struggle, a lot of challenges, and they're trying to keep it all together. Like I said, this person has decided it's time for them to go and leave that tribe alone. Take their space, take their peace, do their own fucking thing, do their own homework, learn, educate yourself, read your Bible, graduate from that class, get that degree. See, they didn't want to listen to no information before. They didn't want to hear what people were saying before because they act like they couldn't see shit. They act like they didn't know shit. They act like they shit didn't stink, only to find out that they walking like, damn, who the fuck is that stinking like that? And people was like, those are your drawers, Mr. Skid Mark or Miss Skid Mark. That's you smelling like shit. This person, you are such a role model. You are a role model. Not only are you a happy person, not only are you like the life of the party or the sunshine when you're around other people, but you're righteous. No matter what, you try to be righteous. And this is why you're happy being in your own space, in your own place. This is why you don't have a problem doing right by somebody else, even if they did wrong by you. This is something that this person totally missed, totally didn't see about you, totally got screwed up, totally got it wrong. And that's how they want to totally get it right. They realized these were not their people. These were their enemies. These were not their people. Somebody's working on themselves, maturing, growing, acquiring. And I feel like they're working on their instincts, their intuition, being able to spot, like this wolf right here. Having that keen sense of this ain't right. And knowing when it's time to move around. This person realizes it is time to move around. It is not time to stay, or play. We're going to pull one or two cards, swing this pendulum, and then I'm going to get ready to log in. Yeah, because see, somebody feels like they are left out in the cold. Or they're ready to leave somebody in the cold. Yeah, I'm telling you, this person is ready to change their entire life. They're ready to flip it and switch it up or something. What was I hearing? Flip, switch, something. What's the message, Spirit? What else? One more. Ooh, I'm hungry too. Yep. Somebody has made a decision. It's shocking people. That somebody's finally putting themselves first. They're finally standing up for themselves. And they're finally speaking their piece. And there's no lies. No lies being spoken. None. Because this person is going within and they're thinking about you. All right, y'all, let's get ready to swing the pendulum. All right, Spirit, which way is the pendulum going to swing today? And it looks like it is a yes. It's feeling very strong. All right, y'all. We're going to leave it right there for this morning. Yes, this is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. All right. I love you all. Thank you so very much. And I want everyone to have a wonderful Friday today. Okay? And I'll be praying wonderful things for you all. All right. All right. Bye now.